Hello again, YouTube, and oops, sorry. And once again, there is one more game that I'll be skipping, not because they did a chop, but I just forgot to get everybody's countries. Yeah, there was a lot of games for me to look at. This is one that just missed for me. This was the $109 buy-in, one of the three main events. 5,620 entries, $562,800 prize pool, and you see who won what. Auspicious. We've seen them before. Dials Mavis instead of Miles Davis. Nice. um, yeah. Just I'm sorry that I that I just forgot to look up all the countries and everything, but yeah, that's why I'm not doing this one. I'm already doing enough high stakes final tables as it is, so I think we can afford to miss this one. Viet Cong, I remember his amazing performance not that long ago. And there is your winner. Like I said, they did actually play it through, so you gotta like that. Alright, so now for the next one. Welcome to OSS 3! Another game where day 1 had 10-minute blinds, and day 2 had 15-minute blinds. And day 1 and 2 had really, really big blinds. I hope you like big numbers. Look at this table. Look at this table. I hope you like big numbers. Okay, so once again, we celebrate those who made it this far. This was a $630 buy-in tournament. 4,430 players showed up. Sorry. To generate a prize pool of $2,658,000. Effectively turning this into like a mini Venom, which is actually coming up soon-ish again. But it's going to be a Venom PKO. But like I said, I will not be covering any more poker tournaments on ACR until I finally finish watching the real World Series of Poker main event from this past year. So I most likely will not be done with it by then. I'm very slow when it comes to that. My mother and I like to put up our own like fantasy leagues for like our fantasy November 9s. They don't call it November 9 anymore, but it just sounds cool, okay? And I'm still just looking at... Look at that. Fedor Folds and Fodor Hills. There's a lot of Fedor Holtz fans on America's Card Room. And... finish! Close enough. You can tell it's PM 2019. Okay. So, as you can see, big money. Big money. 319,000 up top. 27,267 at 8th place. Again, this is off of a $630 buy-in. And I do believe this was just a regular clean tournament. No bounties whatsoever. The other ones that I've covered so far are... Why, you little... The other ones that I've covered so far are mystery bounties, but this one was just a regular tournament. I believe the last couple of tournaments are just regular, straight-up tournaments as well. And that's, of course, if they don't end in chops. If they end in chops, then I just won't cover them. They're playing their final table right now as we speak. As I said in my last video, I'm going to be uploading these one per day just to make sure that there's no overdose of poker on my channel. I'll be uploading some other things once this is over. Most likely from Twitch. And I'll make a few like little gag videos as well. Nothing gaggy about old John's hand. Line just went up again immediately to 1.6 to 3.2 million. There's some play here. There's definitely some play. Of course, Ape Styles is a team pro. Shoutouts to him. I do not know what his real name is. I'll be honest. Like, I'm not really calling with 5'9". Okay. Well, these guys certainly are braver than some of the other players I watched today. We don't speak of one of the other mystery bounty games that I've already uploaded. We don't speak of that one. Always with nuts. Okay, what bothers me is that they call with 5-9 and they have no contingency plan. Old John is just kind of begging him to bluff at him, and he's not doing it. Now he kind of has to just put some chips in himself right now, I think. I don't know why he's spending some time bank, but he will bet, and always with nuts just folds. If you're going to play 9-5, do something, okay? You know, don't just try to flop something. You're not gonna. It's 9-5. Always with nuts, certainly with a raise candidate here in the small blind. Whatever he raises, Madonna will most likely fold. Good raise size. Again, you don't have to shove. That's plenty enough right there. Pocketed Joker is a very experienced player, and he's made a lot of these final tables, but apparently he absolutely hates the final table. He just wants to get there, and then he's ready to just shake hands and give everybody a stuffed cat. This is a soft one. There you go. Nice hustle. All right. They had a mini Sparky. Can't say bye to him. Air fryer with too much of a hand to fold here. He does just call, and that's a really strong flop for ace-10 of spades. He's got the pair. He's got every backdoor ever. Pocketed Joker. Just kind of wanted to try pre-flop. You know, that much I get. If it's blind v blind, that's a different story. You know, if you just want to get him to fold, and if it doesn't happen, then you can just give up. That board texture is probably one that the big blind will hit more often than not. So I'm fine with this give up. It's just that when you call to play a hand like 9-5 from the big blind, when you could just, you know, let it go, that you probably should have a contingency plan besides just hitting 9-5. All right. Pocketed Joker resists the temptation to bluff. Air fryer just takes down a small one. Yeah, these guys should be here for a while. They're all very talented, and these giant numbers will not deter them, because they know that it's just points. It's just points. The worst thing that they're going to do is walk out of here with $27,267 real dollars. That's not bad. Off of, again, a $630 buy-in. Huge victory. 4 clubs good enough for a bet. Pocketed Joker with ace high, and I guess a gut shot to a 4. Decides to stick around. The 10 is good enough for Sisyphus. He might just check this one down, though. These are the 2 biggest stacks. Maybe he thinks he can get some more out of them. He does. I don't think he will. Pocketed Joker just has the ace high. But good on him that he knew where he stood and was confident enough to go for the value. Ape Styles with ace-king suited. Nobody else has a lot. Pocketed Joker has ace-8, but I'm sure this is a folding hand as soon as Ape Styles raises here. He might even shove. No, he's just going to do a regular raise. I'm fine with that. And that should just clear everybody out. I know that ACR gives their team pros special avatars. I don't know if Ape Styles can emote differently or it's just that one. I feel like I've seen him before and he's had a different emote. I'm not sure. That's why I bring that up. I could be wrong, though. Old John with... Yep. Effective all in. Bot 35 with an icky spot here to say the least. I might begrudgingly go with it just because I'm the clear short stack and I need to get something to happen. I'm not gonna hit him too hard though with my contempt for... Oh, wait a minute. I just realized I forgot to give you the countries.
It's amazing how every time you open your mouth, you prove you're an idiot.
There you go. It's not that I forgot to write them down. I just forgot to put them into OBS there. Sorry about that. Well, they're there now. Better late than never. Bot is no ordinary short stack, though he is going for it in spots where he should be. He's not just peeing his pants whenever he's dealt cards that might actually do something. Like another final table that I recently covered that will not be spoken of. Despite that I keep speaking to it. Wow, pocket 8's going the muck there. Ape Styles willing to play the 4-3. Now 4-3's at least has some floppability. Not in this particular spot, though. I still may have favored a fold there just because he's getting kind of short, but that's just me. Always with nuts. Nice flop. Pocketed Joker. Terrible flop. Nice flop beats terrible flop. Interesting limp. Middle pair for Pocketed Joker. Pretty well disguised, I'd say. Maybe that's what he was going for. Hoping to flop a king and look like he doesn't have it. And he certainly won't believe Airfryer has an ace with him limping. Checking so forth. Why doesn't this ever happen to me? Every time I'm in a blind versus blind hand, it's always like I limp, he checks, and then like I'll bet, and then he check raises, and then I'll call, and then he'll move all in on the turn, you know, something crazy like that. Completely random number. Don't know where he... I mean, he obviously just pulled that from sliding scale. Well, it's mirrored, you know. Left to right, in other words. Old John. Ace King. Is it 2.2. Nice. Madonna, certainly with a playable hand. Pocketed Joker with pocket 8s. Yeesh. Nobody wants to play suited face cards? Really? Sisyphus will play 4 or 5 off suit because he has the chips. And that is a terrible flop for all 3 players. How does a flop miss those 3 hands that much? They're so different. That's impressive. That's really impressive that a flop managed to miss all those players by that much. Give me a second. I gotta screenshot that flop. It's so bad. It's so bad that I can't help but screenshot it. Right. I'm ready now. Sorry. 1.8 million. Effort was made. Let the record show effort was made by the shortest stack. Okay, Joker with a ugly hand, but not useless. It isn't a 3-way pot though, so I understand if he wanted to fold. He does call, though. And there's the card that'll give this hand a pocketed joker. I don't think there's any way he folds now. Now, even if Old John had pocket sevens, pocket eights would still win. Because it'd still be queen, 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 7, 7. Old John might even bet for value here. Okay, no, I went too far. Oh! Wow, check that back. I mean, I get it. He still loses to any 9. Yeah. I guess I went a little too far by suggesting a value bet there by Old John. Good discipline from him, and yeah, I guess I understand the lack of a bet there. Always with nuts. Should be. This is a really good 3-betting all-in spot. He's got just the right stack to do that. There's a lot of action behind him, and he's just gonna raise another 6.4 million. Okay. And bot insta folds. Let me stop you again here. I would like to point out that bot with 10.7 big blinds min raised with king queen, and then always with nuts re-raises another 2 big blinds on top of that, and he just insta folds it. He went from 10.7 big blinds to 8.7 big blinds with king queen and just snap folds. I don't know, man. If you're gonna play, I think you got to shove. You cannot be doing things like that. Like, congratulations. All that accomplished is that your next all-in has almost no fold equity. You didn't even want to see a flop for another 6.4 million, really? Oh, wow, you're lucky. With king queen, that wasn't good enough for you? Again, I'm not that good of a player. I'm not, but like, I don't know, man. Ape Styles, I'm sure, is about to shove here. Sisyphus will call because pocket nines suck. I tried to press the pause button there, but I missed. He still has to hit a 9. There's no backdoors. All right, Ape Styles with the double. We got a Team Pro getting back into it now. 105 million and change. I don't even think I need to do decimals, though, with the blinds at 3.2 million. The 100,000th place really doesn't matter that much anymore, which is kind of insane to say in any context. Old John better be careful. Just call. Nobody likes King Queen. Nobody likes King Jack suited. Nobody likes Ace Jack. This is the ACR way. Just get dealt good hands and toss them away as quickly as you would, 8-4. Madonna with some catch-up work to do against Pocket Jacks, but that's a start. Madonna from Croatia. Ape Styles from Canada. Pocketed Joker from the United States. I point that out because he's the only American in the last 3 final tables. 24 people, 1 American. Just check there. Again, I think they both kind of mutually see their showdown value and they want to see who's got the better one. If one of them bets, I'm sure the other one will call. I think if Madonna checks, Ape Styles will probably be willing to check it back. I mean, she is going to bet. Ape Styles with a quick call, though. My guess is that was a blocker bet. Fair sizing for a blocker bet, I'd say. Very nice hand for Air Fryer. Sisyphus with suited ace folds. Old John, I'm sure, will fold the King Jack, because That's too good of a hand. I've also noticed that the same people always with nuts fold ace 10. Wow. I mean, I've also noticed that the same people who fold king jack routinely and ace 10 routinely will be quick to insta shove with pocket fours. Air fryer with now something to worry about, but not much, I'd say. Obviously, that king is a bit unwelcome. He does check back, and similar spot we saw trips on the board now. The pocket queens, they've got to feel good enough to bet now, though. Unfortunately for him, pocket joker has jack high. He's not calling here. Yeah. Tried to make him bluff, didn't work. Here comes a, yep, an almost all-in for no reason. Like he's ever folding that much behind. Everybody does it. Everybody does it, and there's no reason to do it at all. I just don't get it. But good through the flop. Always with nuts with no backdoors at all. Just needs to find an ace or a king. Same. We are still 8-handed. Bot 35 with the double up. Always with nuts now neck and neck with Madonna for the short stack. They're not playing super cowardly. They're just not knocking each other out yet. It's just the way the cards are being dealt. Blinds are up. 1.8 million to 3.6 million. They've probably been up for a while, but I just haven't noticed. Ooh. Sisyphus getting feisty here, raising the other big stack, and Pocketed Joker understandably wants none of this. Ape Styles has kind of quietly moved into 4th place here. He had one big hand, but only one big hand. Always with nuts, with a min-raise. Interesting. That stack is kind of borderline for me. I think I prefer just open shoving with 13 bigs. It's borderline. Like, 14, 15, I'd probably go for one more actually seeing a flop. But 13, I tend to just go for an all-in. Works out either way. Gets the money right now, and now he's got 16 big blinds. Now he's definitely going to see one more flop. Bot as a weak pair, so a good spot, I'd say, to call and set mine. And great flop for Madonna. Bot will be leaving us shortly, I'm sure. We once again cannot get rid of our short stacks. 39 million is a short stack. And what is that bet? Come on, man. Killing me here. It's probably a fold. Always with nuts is one of the players that was playing multiple big games though, so I won't yell at him too much for tanking with that hand. Because I know for a fact that he was multi-tabling and doing really well in different massive big ticket games. Here we go. Kings against ace 10 suited. Borderline decision for Sisyphus. I would say probably that's a fold. Assuming he shoves. But he made a small raise last time. Now he shoves this time. Like I said, no bounties. I think there's just not quite enough reason to call here, but oh, he is gonna call. I like that he tanked a little bit. He wanted to make sure he made up his mind. He said, you know what, I'm going for it. Always with nuts with a good start to this one. And, oh, yeah, 7. Doesn't really look like he has a straight draw, but he does. 7 or an ace to knock out always with nuts. And safe. Always with nuts. Sticking around. 112 million. Sisyphus has gone from a chip lead down to... Actually, he's still in second, but he's losing his comfort zone. He's down to 39 big blinds. Jeez, this is anybody's game. Like, the short stacks are just one double up away from respectability. Hello, speaking of double ups. No way old John says no to pocket jacks. There's no way Sisyphus says no to ace king suited. Just go all in. I'm numb. Everybody does it. I'm accepting the fact that everybody does it, but I don't accept any reasoning for it. It's so stupid. Old John, so far so goo. I can't root against anybody for doing that because everybody does it. That's the most aggravating part. Will we finally see an elimination? Not yet. Nope. Old John doubles up. Sisyphus now down to just 88 million. Is he going to be our first elimination? You know, Sisyphus is not blown up by any stretch of the imagination, but he's got a chance to go from first to worst here. He's survived for 31 minutes. You know, usually in an online poker tournament, 31 minutes is enough time for somebody to bust from a final table. I don't even think I lasted 30 minutes in my IRL final table. I think I made it 20. Maybe like 22, 23. Nice bluff. Got the ace high to fold. Nice work. Pocketed Joker showing aggression when it's called for. Even though he's got the evil green circle, he's offering peace, but he is willing to bring war if the situation calls for it. Again, like I said, 9 million to call. Suited ace, tough decision. Oh, oh, what a glorious flop. The best part is Airfryer is probably going to keep going because he took so long to call. Now he can tank call and maybe tank shove the turn. Clean. Oh. I'd still bet. Doesn't have to be an all-in, but maybe like 19 million. Like somewhere between 19 to 27 million. All right, pretty spot on. Of course, I did give a wide range, but yeah. Well played by Sisyphus. And Airfryer did a good job, at least not compounding one mistake with another. Jeez, this is anybody's game. It's amazing. Madonna, the only one left at 50 million. Everybody else has moved on. Even SpongeBot Well, he's really moving past 50 million now. Uh-oh. Pocket fours go in the muck. Old John, though, should at least make an attempt. Yep. That bot will move past 50 million again. Not sure if he should call or raise here, honestly. That's a pretty hefty raise. I might just, yeah, I might just go for it. Well, I would have gone for all of it, but bot's gonna make the extremely obvious. I have pocket aces or kings. Tiny raise. Again, that have you ever seen anybody do that move without aces or kings? Just saying. You might call it game theory optimal. I call it predictable. See, there's a much bigger raise with 10 queens suited. When he doesn't want action, he sizes up. And amazingly, we're making it to the next blind level. Nobody has busted yet. But again, it's not for lack of trying. It's just that the short stacks keep getting in with good hands. Ape Styles has honestly been very quiet. Besides that one all in. And no reason to get loud here. Ooh, there you go, Ape Styles. And better news for you is that if there happens to be a jack, Pocketed Joker will hit a straight. Well, you'll hit a full house. So, Pocketed Joker already basically drawing dead. Actually, yeah, he is drawing dead. Even if he gets running 10-10, that's going to be a lesser full house. Tough decision for Pocketed Joker. Ape Styles betting big here. Nice laydown. Pocketed Joker's instincts are quite solid. He'll raise when he thinks he can steal it, and then when he's in a precarious spot, he'll find a fold. "40 minutes, no eliminations." This is impressive work. Like, I don't want to say teamwork, because obviously they're not working together knowingly, but it seems like nice teamwork that nobody's busted out yet. Pocketed Joker with a raise, air fryer. With, yeah, good 3-betting all-in stack. Although everybody pretty much has a 3-bet all-in stack by now because everyone's so close and the blinds are so big. Pocketed Joker, I would prefer folding here. The way he's been playing so far, I would assume he'd fold. That's a big all-in. Of course, the flip side of that is it's not a tiny raise, so you know he doesn't have aces or kings. But it still seems like a pretty big risk. We'll pick up for Ape Styles. Madonna. Mean raise. King Jack instantly goes into the muck for Sisyphus. Seriously, what is it about face cards that just makes ACR people want to light them on fire? These are all great players, so it's not like they just see letters on the cards and immediately get spooked or something. They're smarter than that. I don't get it. I don't understand why they all shy away from those cards. course, I'm not saying you should be committing all your chips with him all the time. Of course not. But like to one raise, why are they always folding them to one raise? And who just pulled into our driveway? Oh well. Hang on, I'm going to pause this. Never mind. It's Kelly, our cleaning lady. Lock the door for her. I needed a good game like this one after the atrocities that I witnessed earlier today. The last game was a good one, too. That was over very quickly. This is more like it as far as how long it'll last. Big hands again. Bot, unsurprisingly, folds King Queen, because apparently King Queen's a terrible hand. If you're on ACR anyway, Madonna with a couple of tens. Gonna go a few different ways with this. I would just shove, because they don't play very well post-flop, I don't think. Yeah. I like that. I wouldn't have taken that long on him either. for me, it's a pretty obvious decision. Now, these guys are super experienced, and they've tried different ways to play, and, you know, they have different, what's the word I'm looking for? Success rates. So they actually are thinking of different ways they could play. For me, I'm kind of a one-track mind. Old John's gonna fold King Queen because apparently it sucks. No, he's not. Finally, somebody who believes in face cards. Took him kind of a long time, but a UTG +1 3-bet with King Queen. Finally, somebody actually mans up. Sisyphus folds the ace-10. There you go. See? King Queen. It's not a bad hand. These are all bad hands. Actually, 7-8 of clubs is not bad. The rest of them are. Doesn't want to play in post-flop, though. He's got still a few chips. I might have wanted to stick around a little bit. But I'm not going to clown on him for folding that. Old John with better than King Queen. Okay, that's a bit much. I would have made it like, I don't know, 20, 21 or 22 million. Ape Styles with pocket kings. Old John with a playable hand. Bot with a pocket pair. Could just call. Could go all in. He does go all in. And finally, we actually have a spot where someone's favored to be knocked out. Bot 35 has survived quite admirably throughout this final table. He's done a good job. He has not been a coward. But nobody has been knocked out yet. Someone's got to be the first to go, and it looks like it's going to be him. And the 9 doesn't help him. It looks like it might, but it doesn't. He needs a 7. So close, but we finally have our first elimination. Bot 35 from the United Kingdom. Congratulations on 8th place. Or, as the Poker Stars guys say, congratulations. But anytime I turn $630 into $27,267, I feel very happy. I haven't done that yet, but, you know, if I ever do, I'll be very happy with that. I haven't done anywhere close to that. Easy win there. Ape Styles, again, has not been super active, but when he has gotten it in there, he's done very well. That's the mark of a champion. It's not how many pots you play, it's how well you do when you play. When you do play. Sisyphus with a non-min raise. How about that? And Ape Styles, I like the just call there. See what develops on the flop. And that's, unfortunately for him, a good flop for fours. Sisyphus, though, has a fantastic hand for that flop. And he's going to bet really, 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 really small. Like, literally almost the minimum. And again, Ape Styles has perfect reason to believe the fours might still be good here. If Sisyphus keeps it reasonable, like anything less than half pot, I think Ape Styles is still going to call him. That's a good bet. That's you're going to call. Unless he really wises up and realizes that that's... Oh, wow. Boat! Alright, Sisyphus, let's see what you want to do. The small bets have been working. The problem with hitting the boat there is, again, you know that you probably have too much hand. He is going to try for the all-in. I don't think it's going to work, though. What I mean by too much hand, of course, is that he's got this board absolutely crushed, so the chances are his opponent doesn't have enough of a hand to actually pay this off. And sure enough, he does get away from it. Still pretty well played by Sisyphus. That and small shove looks really strong. Ooh. Sisyphus trying to get back to his former glory into first place. Good on him for not giving up. Things started very poorly for him at this final table, but things are starting to tilt back toward him, and that flop is going to get Airfryer in a lot of trouble. I have a very hard time not check shoving here, honestly. That's the board you want with Ace-9, isn't it? Especially Ace-9 offsuit. Yeah, he goes for the check raise, like I said. I can't blame him in the slightest. I mean, Sisyphus just raised under the gun minimum. You know, who doesn't raise under the gun minimum? He does not have to have aces here. Just a call. And kind of an icky card for both hands. But Airfryer certainly cannot like that his check raise was called. I think Sisyphus at this point has to be pretty much committed to the aces, though. Oh, he does go for the all-in. Wow. He's still got top pair, top kicker, so I do get it. But Sisyphus has to realize that the only reasonable hands that were helped there were 6-5 and 7-7, or like 7-8 or something like that. And would any of those hands play the flop that way? Probably not. This should be just a 2-outer for Airfryer. Sisyphus will take his time, but does make the right decision. And we have another elimination. Airfryer. Airfryer from Austria out in 7th place for a cool $47,319. $2.5 to $5 million. Lines are big. Yes, that's B-E-E-G, as the kids say. That should be a raise, and that's probably just going to... Old John should play this. And bad flop. I mean, Old John actually has a workable straight draw with an 8, but does he really want to hit it? Because then any jack would beat him. I'd fold. Yeah. Doesn't matter, it's not what I would do. These guys all have their own style. But like I said, like, there's... Oh! Bad timing. I like that he's trying, but he picked the wrong time for this one. Old John finally getting out there with Queen 10, but Sisyphus with Ace Queen does have the best of it, has the read, and that flop does not help Old John much. That turn does. That's the best turn he could have asked for other than the 10. He now wins with a 10 or a diamond, and he chops with a 2 or a 7. Sisyphus could not have asked for a much worse turn card. Who is going to win this one? It is Sisyphus! Takes the chip lead back. Old John punting it off with Queen 10. But you gotta respect the effort. He had no reason to know that Sisyphus had as strong of a hand as Ace Queen. It was button versus blind, you know. He was trying to make him fold, just didn't realize he had that strong of a hand. 67,371 for Old John. Madonna and Ape Styles might be going after it here. Ace King. This seems like a pretty obvious shove. Question is, what does Ape Styles do with Ace 10 here? We're 5-handed, so it's a little harder to dump this. But he finds a fold. Very nice. I don't know what I would have done there, honestly. I definitely would have used my time bank for that one. But Ape Styles managed to not even use his time bank. He knew what the right decision was. And that's why he's better than me. Surprised at that fold by Madonna. But also not. Did what she needed to stay in it and decides not to take any unnecessary risk immediately afterward. Always with nuts. Apparently thinks that 8 King is the nuts, and he will make that call. I would too, though, to be honest. Medium pair. That's not bad at all. Ape Styles with, I mean, kind of the makings of a hand, but not really. Always with nuts. Tank calls. Again, if I were to call on a spot like that, I would prefer snap calling. Just let him know that, you know, I got a hand, I'm willing to stick with it for a while. Instead, Ape Styles barrels away with a much larger bet, always with nuts now, knows in no uncertain terms that if he's going to call the turn, the river bet's going to be an all-in. He doesn't want to do that. Well done by Ape Styles. Just the threat of doing that, the threat of the river, can be such a powerful move. Even if you yourself don't actually intend on doing it, sizing up like that provides the threat needed. And he also doesn't size up too much so that if Always with Nuts happens to have a monster and he just shoves right then and there, you can get out of there without maximum damage. Sisyphus, though, has the lead back. Ace 3 goes into the muck. Good thing he did, though. Pocketed Joker's got jacks. Sisyphus with certainly a candidate for a raise. Good thing he didn't, though. He flops a pair. Pocketed Joker, though, flops 3 jacks. Sisyphus has no reason to fold yet. No reason to fold there either, depending on the bet. Okay, maybe he does have reason to fold. That might be a little much. But maybe Pocketed Joker just doesn't want to see the river. There are a lot of bad rivers. Okay, so he gets what he wants, I assume. You got the extra 5 million at least. It was with a regular raise. Interesting. A lot of people would have just shoved, and he's going to do the shoving there. Nice. Nice pushback by Always with Nuts. Can he win this for Mother Russia? Got a long way to go. Madonna trying to win it for Mother Croatia. Ape Styles winning it for 2-3 in the big blind. Look at that. And he says, thank you very much. You want to bet again? I'll call you. Especially with that spade out there. Okay, now he's leading out. I don't quite understand that move. Maybe he just wanted to confuse him. I don't know. He's confused me. I can see his cards and I'm confused. Which, again, is generally a sign of a good poker player. Anybody who could confuse you like that. But in that particular spot, it certainly would have been better to just check and try and induce another bluff. But, oh well. He may be thinking long-range game. The more he can confuse, the more he can win down the stretch. And boy, does he win down the stretch. Always with Nuts has the best of it here. He is going to check, but he's got plenty more than a pot-sized bet left. Sisyphus probably has enough showdown value to just check this one. I would. Always with Nuts has maybe enough to pursue it, but I'm okay with a check back. He doesn't have a lot of margin for error. Madonna has not been getting dealt a lot of cards. And she needs to. It's 5-handed now. Now Bunches are just letting him walk. That's an aggravating little hand there. Like, it's almost enough to stake your tournament on. But, I mean, you can. You just be hoping for folds. Okay, she does go for it, effectively. And I would fold those two hands. Yeah. Yeah, we're actually seeing people with some guts here. When it's called for, they will go for it. Ooh. Oh, Sisyphus. Making a move with just King-2 offsuit. Not a big win, but always a little bit of an emotional high to push your opponents around. I think this is a call. I'm okay with a fold, though. He does call. And top pair for Always with Nuts. Sisyphus has absolutely nothing. There's the bet. And a very similar flop with the Ace-9. Who had it? I don't remember who had the Ace-9, but... Oh, yeah, it was a Fryer. Air Fryer. Yeah, I like the raise there. You got top pair for now. Chances are your opponent doesn't have much. Just get him out of here. And if not, then oh well. There's a lot of turn cards you're not going to want to see. So I like that play. He already bet 6.9 million, so a little bit extra meat on the bone. Honey on the biscuit, whatever you want to say. Oh, Madonna. Madonna going for it. Hold on. 10-9. Oh. Madonna needs an ace and an ace only, or she's going to finish in 5th place. I was not quick enough. At least I can pause for a little bit of drama on the river. No ace. Always with nuts gets the W. And Madonna cannot win one for Mother Croatia, but she will win 5th place for Mother Croatia. And $87,423. Everybody else, congratulations. You have just earned 6 digits off of a $630 buy-in. That is not easy to do. You need a lot of players to show up, and then you need to beat almost every one of them. And this is, again, anybody's game. Always with nuts right back in it. Pocketed Joker, another short stack. But still doing absolutely fine at 31 bigs. This is what you like to see. Pocket Queens. Also something you like to see. Pocketed Joker with Ace-10, 4-handed. I think that's a 3-bet. It is a 3-bet. And now he's going to have to find a fold when Ape Styles shoves on him. Can he? Yes, he can. Good laydown. But you hate to do that. Give away $35 million when you're already the short stack. But he can still play a little bit. Interesting flop for both players. Always with nuts has a gut shot and 1 overcard. Top pair, good kicker for Pocketed Joker, and he just wants to end this now. I can't say he's wrong about that. Lines have increased again. Have you ever been to a poker tournament with a 6 million big blind? Probably not. But here's an all-in waiting to happen. Pocket nines and ace-queen. Yeah, 4-handed. These hands are going to play themselves. Sisyphus has been very dangerous with that ace-queen today. Let's see if he keeps it up. I like his chances. He's up against pocket nines. I hate pocket nines. Come on, Sisyphus. You're not going to fold ace-queen 4-handed. Yep, pocket nines. What did I tell you? Pocket nines suck. Spade. Sisyphus does have top 2 pair, but Pocketed Joker with actually a great card there. Not only does he have the spade, but he has the jack working for him as well, and the 9. Pretend that I have a drum roll sound effect. I don't have a drum roll sound effect. No good. Pocket 9 suck. Nice try, though. Pocketed Joker, 4th place from the United States of America. Good for $121,913. And he's been the only person in the last 3 final tables who actually lives in the country where dollars are from. We've seen a couple of Canadians, including Mr. Ape Styles here, of course. I'm sure it's not that much of a conversion issue for Canadian dollars. I've only been outside the U.S. for 2 weeks, so... Always with nuts is certainly winning a lot of rubles. And Sisyphus... Is Bulgaria Eurozone or not? I honestly don't know. I think it's Eurozone. That was up to 300 million. Nothing. Nothing. Couple 2s. And not really the flop for either player, although not terrible for either player either. Always a nuts. I don't think it's going away for 1 bet. He's got a pair. Again, I wish he would call a little bit quicker. Oh! Oh! He's got better ideas. And I don't know about that call, but he got rewarded for it. I assume he's calling a bluff, but now he doesn't even need to bluff. Nice war of Wills. Russia versus Canada. Who is the true king of the Great White North? It's Ape Styles for now. And amazing to think that Always with Nuts is so much shorter than these other two, but he's got 130 million. He's still got a few chips. Just raise and this hand's yours, dude. But obviously you can't know that. He did it though. Good job. Blip. It's a good game. Ugh, my soul is cleansed. We have a good poker game. And I feel like I'm actually doing a decent job commentating for once. Now that I've kind of reached the acceptance phase of everybody does that stupid almost all-in move. I don't have to like it, I just have to understand that people do it. For no reason, but they all do it. So I can't get mad at them, because everybody does it. Which sucks, I like being mad at people. Actually, no, I don't. I'm IRL, I am extremely non-combative. I had a great time playing IRL with real people. I think it's just sitting in front of a computer all day that makes me angry. For no good reason. I mean, heck, when I made the final table, they even prefaced the final table by saying, you know, if you want to stop and talk about a deal, you know, etc. And I didn't even yell at anybody for that. I mean, I cringed at that inside, but I didn't say anything bad about it until, you know, God forbid that actually came up. Thankfully, I busted up before anybody talked about the deal. I'm not going to say anything to anybody's face. I mean, that's the rule of the internet. That's why 12-year-olds have such a great time on the internet until they get banned for their crappy behavior, because you can't punch them in the face on the internet. That's also why I hate 12-year-olds. Always with Nuts with a fantastic flop. No wonder he check raised there. Ape Styles with enough of a draw to keep going himself. He does not want to see the ace of spades. Now Always with Nuts checks, curiously enough. Ape Styles bets again, almost daring him to check raise again. But will he? He does! And that's gonna work. Ape Styles right now just has 3 high. Really good draw, and just like that, that is all it takes. Always with Nuts is right back in this thing. 31 big blinds left. 10, 6, 7, 7, 9, 8. Oh, wow. Wow, so flop's going to be like King 2, 3. Or maybe we won't even get to a flop. That's a big raise. Ooh. Not the best timing this time. Sisyphus with the ace is going to 4-bet. Or just 3-bet. That was a limp and then a raise. That did surprise me, though. Uh-oh. Don't go crazy, Ape Styles. He went crazy. Guys, it's just pocket 2s. They're not that good. They're not that good. Your best case scenario, if you get called, is a flip. Most of the time, well, at least half the time when you get called, you're way, way behind. And no miracle. Double up for the aces, Always with Nuts, living up to his name that time. 306 million for him. Ape Styles with 175 million. Sisyphus still leading the way at 403 million. Ace, ace, queen. Nice board for Sisyphus. Ape Styles, of course, not out of it by any means. But that was quite the setback. Always with nuts, not willing to part ways with his king quite yet. The board does play. Won't play now. The 5 is on the board, but just reminding him that he does have king high and no other player. He didn't lose too much though. Ape Styles no longer has the luxury of being able to raise willy-nilly, so he will just limp here. Well, this is a pretty good betting spot. He'll go minimum, and that should work. Almost with nuts, that's nothing. Nice board for Ape Styles. It's all red, but he's got some of that. Anarchists out there rooting for the ace of diamonds, no doubt. Ooh! Alright, we're seeing a lot of nice post-flop raising like that. Make sure we don't even get to see a turn card. He liked his draw and figured that there's a good chance he'll fold everybody out, and if not, let's see if I can hit a card. Ape Styles, like I said, nowhere near out of it. Always with nuts and Sisyphus both with their jack. I don't see them getting too out of line here. Always with nuts, of course, has the bonus of drawing to a 10. Well, they're definitely not going to get too out of line now. Now, if either one had a 9, they'd be leading. They would play a 9 like this. That's a blocker bet. Let's see if Always with nuts... No, he's not going to punish him for that. Just a call. 7 means that if either player had a 10, they now have the better hand. Seems like a check-check spot to me. Maybe Sisyphus makes one more block bet. But no, I'm right for once. Anyone's game. Raise from the 10 deuce offsuit. Ape Styles calls Jack 8 of diamonds, 3-handed. I think that's correct. And very small bet gets it done. I don't know, man. If I see him leading out that small, I might try and punish him for it. Yeah, that was a bad flop for me, but that might have been a bad flop for him too, Always with nuts. Yeah. Also has enough 3-handed to make that call, and another crappy flop. Well, 6 works for Ape Styles, but not much else working for either player. So this will probably call here too, make it a family pot. It's almost 5-1 on a call. Yeah, I like it. And Always with nuts likes it. Nut flush immediately. Ape Styles has top pair. And leads out. Always with nuts. Already thinking what to give Ape Styles for Christmas. Just calls. That's not what Always with Nuts wanted to see. Board pairs. Ape Styles now does have outs. King R7. Always with nuts. Now may just call for pot control, just in case. He could raise, though. We are 3-handed. You can't really be worried about a full house all the time. He does just call, and that's a safe river card. Ape Styles has been betting for value this whole time, I would assume. Does he slow down here? He block bets. That's not going to work. Always with nuts has way too much of a hand. That's getting raised. At least a 60 million or something like that. All in. Yeah. Ape Styles. Decent plan in a vacuum, but yeah. Ace high flush, that's going to be raised. Ape Styles needs to get away from this. He's going to tank. Yeah, he's got to know. He's got to know. This is not worth it. Well played by Always with Nuts. Very well played. Ape Styles is still in contention. But that road just got awfully steep and rocky, didn't it? Neat little setup, pair versus pair, but they seem to be playing, I don't want to say soft, but careful. 10-7 for Always with Nuts. He's got 3 pair, but Queen, Queen, 6-6 beats 10-10, 7-7. Yeah. It always seems wrong. This should be an automatic call, but just a call. Nice work by Sisyphus getting 2 streets of value there. Ape Styles on the sidelines. You don't want to go too crazy. Pocket nines! I hate pocket nines. Don't be mad, Ape Styles. I know that most people would be mad three-handed for not being able to play pocket nines, but be happy. You don't have to play pocket nines. They just gave some money to you. I've been right. I think every time today somebody's had pocket nines, they've lost. Not just at this final table, but the other ones that I covered. Of course, one of them was so bad that I just turned away, so they might have won with pocket nines when I wasn't looking. Uh-oh. Here we go, all in. No question about it. Three-handed, these are monsters. All right, Fripp. Who gets it? Who gets it? It looks like it's going to be Always with Nuts. Pair of aces. Uh-oh. Make that 3-8s for Ape Styles, and Always with Nuts is drawing dead. He only has 3 spades. You need 5 to make a flush. There's 1 card to go. That's not going to work. Ape Styles sticking around at 313 million. Are you not entertained? Always with Nuts still here with 161 million. That hand is going to go a very long way in deciding who wins this. But we've seen similar hands already, so hello. Just flop a straight, why don't you? Sisyphus, of course, has nothing, so this might not be that big of a pot. It might be. Ape Styles certainly with a smooth call hand right here. Or not. I don't quite understand that. I do from a conceptual standpoint, where you just would never expect... Holy crap! Okay, hold on. Before these guys go all in for a 700 million chip pot, from a conceptual standpoint, that move does make some sense, because you would never expect your opponent to raise with the nuts. They would only raise with like a pair and a draw or something like that. So if he happened to have a pair type hand, then he might stick around. But for me, I would always slow play that. Anyway, aces versus kings, three-handed, in a what was it, $2.65 million tournament. I feel really sorry for one of these guys. Fake tank, wasting your time, bank. Oh wow, a raise like that might even get him to. Okay, never mind. I was just gonna say, like, raising small like that might tip him off that he's got two aces. Just saying. I feel like the only move there was all in, but yeah, kings are just way too hard to fold three-handed, so I'm not going to clown on Ape Styles for that, of course. A couple of clubs in there for Ape Styles, not bad. That's bad. He needs a king now. Doesn't get it. Ape Styles, congratulations on third place, and congratulations on that hand. It just played itself. Aces, kings. Sisyphus takes it with the aces and takes 730 million chips into a fight against 156. Ouch. Woo! That was definitely a hand. $173,246 for our Team Pro Ape Styles. I mean, I wouldn't be able to fold kings. Ever. Ever. But if you could fold kings, maybe that's a spot you could, because that's just such an obvious move you make with aces. But it is kings. It's going to be chopped. Unless they do something about it. Always with nuts. Doesn't make the call. Good job. Got the chop. Aces, kings. That just sucks. I mean, yeah, he still won a lot of money, like I've been saying, but aces, kings, what are you going to do? I mean, there's no shame, at least. If you guy did an aces, kings, who's going to say anything? Even with that caveat of Sisyphus maybe telegraphing his hand a little bit, you don't fold kings three-handed. You just don't do that. Always with nuts with... Okay, this is a very similar board. King high versus king high. And once again, the kickers are no longer playing. Everyone loves a chop pot. Doesn't get him to fold, though. Worth a try, though. Gotta make something happen. You already guaranteed second. You can't... There's only one way to do better, and that's beat the guy in front of you. Couldn't follow through on it. Figures that board might help Sisyphus. Maybe he didn't even need help. And just decides to shut it down, hoping for a better spot. $7 million. Is the minimum bet. Welcome to OSS event number 3. Wow. Sisyphus just check calling there and then leading out for a third of the pot, and it works. Don't know how. I don't know what told him to do that, but he represented the 8 and it works. Always with nuts, just had a gut shot the whole time, so. Oh. Don't know about that one. He gave you a free pass to the flop. 6-7's a hand you want to see a flop with. Not a fan of that all in. I mean, all he did was pick up $7 million. It's not that big a deal. I mean, picked up one big blind out of the 107 that you need to win this game. Always with nuts. That's a really strong hand, heads up. Easy all in there. This time you pick up 2 big blinds, so that's good. Ace-5 against pocket queens. Hello. Be careful, Sisyphus. Uh-oh. Always with nuts gets what he wants. This is his chance to get right back in it. Ace-5, not much help on that board. That's help! Always with nuts. Left with just 2 queens, or else this game is over. And 5 overkill, why not? Great game for both these guys and everybody at this final table. It took 40 minutes to knock somebody out, more than 40 minutes, and then less than 60 to finish it off from there. They all played a fantastic game. Everybody, GG's in the chat. There is no chat. It's just YouTube comment section, but you know what I mean. There's your winners. They are all winners. Don't let anybody tell them otherwise, because 4,430 people showed up, and they finished top 8, and they turned $630 into that. That is glorious. So thank you for joining me on another one of these. There will be no more than 2 left. There are... Are you still going? One of them just finished. The $2,650 main event, and then the $1,050 main event is heads up right now. I will cover them tomorrow. Hopefully they don't just immediately get deleted. But I've done enough poker for one day. I've covered 3 final tables already. So I'll see you for that one, hopefully. Maybe 1 more, maybe 2 more, maybe 0 more, depending on whether they're available and whether they did chops. See ya.